Hi, my name is Angus Ho with Daddy Dad, a part of the Ash Management Group. I want to show how you can budget as a full-time engineer, make real estate investments, and live an exceptional family life as a dad. So come along with me in this journey of wealth. Hi guys, I want to thank every one of you for continuing to listen to my videos. Not only do I want to share with you all my learnings with you, I want to tell you my journey and how I got to where I am today. So, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more tips about engineering, real estate investing, and budgeting as a dad. Due to the overwhelming support of the YouTube community, people like yourselves, I was able to hit 50 subscribers in 2 weeks of doing YouTube. Thank you very much. I thought getting 1 subscriber was going to be really tough when I first started YouTube, but due to your generosity of subscribing, I was able to hit 50. So please, if you like the content that you're hearing today, please share it with your family and friends and help me reach my next goal of 100 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. I have been budgeting and managing my money since I was a kid. I remember counting all the quarters I have collected from family, and then I would save 90% of it into the bank account and 10% of it would go into my wallet. Back in that day, that was my way of budgeting for the quarters I have collected. But today is much different. So I want to share with you the top 5 tools I use to budget for my money now. Before I begin, if you like the topic of budgeting tools, make sure you smash that like button. Also, comment below what your favorite budgeting tools are. My budgeting days started with the TV show Till Death Do Us Apart with Gail Vaz-Oxlade. I was one of the believers in the cash jars. I remember collecting all these sauce containers from my parents and using them as my cash jars. Nowadays, cash envelopes has become very popular. Maybe you should try those out. At the very end, I am going to reveal my top tool for budgeting that I really use a lot and is very cheap. The images I use in this video are stock images from Google and does not reflect where I am today. My goal is to have a net worth of $1 million by 40, and so far I am on track to doing so. I just hope that using the investing strategies that I've learned so far today will help me accelerate to achieving my goal earlier. So let's get to it. My top 5 apps for budgeting. My first tool is bank apps. I have 2 bank apps I use to keep track of my finances. The first is the TD MySpend app. It has a lot of neat features to keep track of your spending and to help you reach your goal. In the TD MySpend app, if you set a goal and a time that you want to reach the goal, TD will automatically transfer equal payments from your checkings account to your savings account to help you reach that goal faster. This feature comes free with any checkings or savings account. The other thing that this app does is if you have a TD credit card with them, they will categorize all your spending into buckets so you don't have to use the cash jars. The other app that I use most frequently is the PC Financial Mastercard Insights app. It also helps keep track of your Mastercard and all your transactions so that all your day-to-day spending is bucketed into cash jars. If you can believe it, we actually spent more money during quarantine than we did out of quarantine. How does that happen? I think we're just bored at home and we're spending a lot of money online. Just like the TD MySpend app, it helps you budget your income and tells you how well you're spending your money. These apps sure beat those cash jars, eh gal? Ha! I also tend to use the PC Financial Insights app more frequently than I do the TD MySpend because my day-to-day transactions are on that Mastercard instead. The TD Financial bank accounts are used more for my investing because TD is a much bigger bank and they have way more investing options. I recently got into the EveryDollar Budgeting App and I already see the positive to my life. It is simple to use and very intuitive. Some of the things I really like about this app is that it allows you to freely budget however it fits your life. Then all you have to do is add your transactions into the app. It really helps to keep track of your grocery spending, especially. Before using this app, I didn't realize how expensive berries and kiwi were until I really looked into our finances. Now we're opting for options like bananas and watermelon. Another thing that I didn't realize I needed was that much meat. Before I was way over consuming on meat, and man did I get real fat. And guess what? Look at me! I'm still alive without that much meat. One of the things I really like about this app is that with each category that you budget on, you can either roll it over or you can lose it at the end of each month. If you decide that you want to lose it, that just means that the $10 will just go into a general savings account. For us, we decided not to roll over on things like groceries and gas because if we don't spend it, we will just save it for other things. However, we find that at the end of every month, we go on a huge grocery shopping spree and pump up our car with more gas. For now, we have ended up spending all of our budget for those two accounts. You know, by using this app, we realize how little we need to survive on. This app has really helped me to save more money so that I have more money to reinvest it into other areas of my life. This app has truly transformed my life. I truly recommend this app. I also truly recommend that if you like hearing more engineering, real estate investment, and budgeting tips as a dad, make sure you smash that like button, and if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell me what your favorite tool so far is with budgeting and leave a comment below. My next budgeting app is Quickbooks. Quickbooks is the only app that I spend money on. I use Quickbooks self-employed for all my real estate investing, and I pay about $10.50 a month for it. This tool actually beats paying a bookkeeper to keep track of all my expenses. One of the features I really like about Quickbooks is that it helps me categorize all my expenses, so at the end of the year, when it comes to tax season, I can just enter those numbers into a tax form and get my tax return in as soon as I can. Mint by Quickbooks is my second most favorite app. In a few minutes, I'm going to review my most favorite app. But before I do it, let's talk about Mint. Many apps these days will allow you to link your bank accounts to your budgeting tool. One of the things I really like about Mint is that they have linked up a lot of smaller banks to their account. I bank with these smaller banks because I love their checkings account where I don't have to pay a fee for each transfer. There is no minimum balance, and the interest rates are generally a little higher than the bank. The unfortunate thing about the smaller banks is that it does not collaborate with the budgeting software, but Mint is actually working real hard to collaborate with a lot of the smaller banks, and that is why I like Mint so much. One of my examples is my mortgages. The rates with mortgages are so much cheaper with the smaller banks. So with Mint, it is able to find my mortgage with a smaller bank, and I can budget it into my overall budget. Currently, Mint has the best picture of my overall net worth. Mint has everything that I need, including all my mortgages, my investments, and all my accounts. Mint is generally a very good all-around type app. The only drawback I have with Mint is that the mobile app is not as friendly as some of the other apps like EveryDollar. Alright, are you ready to hear my number one budgeting tool? It is Excel! Yes, I know, Excel does not have that many functions or templates. To me, Excel is a blank page ready for your creation. This creation is the best part of budgeting. Excel allows me to control every aspect of how I want to budget and present the information. There are a lot of add-ons these days, so it really helps out, like the stock add-on. Excel really helps me build comparisons to how my overall life is looking like. I have so many link sheets and tabs that it is impossible now to get away from Excel anyways. It is so integrated into my life, I don't think I can get away with it. Have you ever heard of people closing out their budget? Well, I do the same thing. At the end of every month, I open up my Excel spreadsheet, fill in the numbers from all my accounts, and produce a report of how my overall life is looking like. This is really nice because I want to produce a report that tells me how I'm doing to reaching my goal of being a millionaire by 40. I also use Excel to issue reports to the shareholders and directors of my company. Excel is definitely a must-have for me. Well, that's it. That is my top 5 tools that I use to budget my life with. If you like to hear more budgeting, engineering, or real estate tips, please leave a comment for what you want to hear. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new videos every week on Sundays. From the Ash Management Group, this is Daddy Dad, saving you money.